afternoon YouTube, Xfile2708 back again with another video. As you can tell from today's thumbnail and the description, I've had a little visit a couple of days ago from my very good friend Rob Young. So you'll have heard me talk about Rob previously. Fellow, well, I would say YouTuber, but he comments on people's videos, but he doesn't put content of his own up. Also an active member on the Mondo Rock Facebook group. But yeah, first and foremost, a very good friend of mine up here in the northeast. So out of the blue, Monday, Rob dropped me a message, said, I'm in one of the local towns to you. If you're about, I'll pop across on the way back and have a catch up with you. He said, I've got a few bits in the car for you as well. So, yeah, I wasn't doing anything Monday afternoon. So Rob very kindly popped across. So we had a nice catch up for a good hour and a half. I think it was something like that in the end. And Rob, being Rob, absolutely brilliant guy. You'll have seen from previous videos. Always bringing bits across. I've said to him before, I said, please just come over empty-handed. You don't have to bring anything with you. Always nice to, you know, sit and put the world to rights and have a catch up with you. But Rob being Rob, always brings some goodies across. No different when Rob came across on Monday. Brought me a bag with something really cool in, and a box of goodies that I've got on the table in front of me here as well. So the first thing that Rob brought across, now I was aware that Rob was potentially going to be passing this across to me at some point. So Rob had seen my video that I put up a few weeks ago, where I'd picked up a load of Xbox 360 games. And I mentioned in that video that once I've put the retro room together, got all the furniture how I want it, I'll then look to pick up a Xbox 360 console again. And I think I don't think it was in the comments of that video, I think Rob dropped me a message on Messenger and said, I've got a console in the cupboard, sat gathering dust. If you want it, it's yours. And I was like, whoa, how much do you want for it? And he was like, no, don't be daft. He said, it's sat gathering dust. If you want it, I'll dig it out. You're more than welcome to it. So that's the first thing that Rob has passed across. So I'll try and get it out of the bag and show you as easily or as safely as I can, because obviously I don't want to cause it any damage. But yeah, bag here with the console in. Right, see if we can do this. There we go, because there is the extra bits in there as well. So we have, oh blimey, these weigh a fucking ton. There we go. We have an original Xbox 360 console with the, there you go, the 120 gig drive on it. So this is the original one. Now these ones were prone to the dreaded red ring of death, which, if you're not familiar, was a hardware failure on the consoles. That power button there is normally green, but when the console died, it started going red. So it was known amongst gamers as the red ring of death. Now Rob said, been in the cupboard for years, I can't guarantee it's working. It used to work without any problems, so by all means you're welcome to it, and hopefully it'll help you out and it's all working fine. So I'll be testing that probably later on this afternoon, all being well. But yeah, that's the first thing that Rob very kindly passed me across. An original Xbox 360 console with 120 gig hard drive. So let's just put that on the table. You can have a close-up look. My freshly trimmed beard. So there we go. But yeah, it comes with the power pack. Came with a wired controller, and it also came with what you needed in those days was the wireless adapter for the internet. So there we go. But yeah, got that try out. So got the power pack in there with the mains lead and a wired controller as well. So fingers crossed that that's all going to be working. No red ring of death. Yeah, everything crossed. But I'll report back probably in the next video how I've got on with that. So the box of goodies that Rob very kindly passed across. We've got some VHS. We've got DVD. We've got a couple of Blu-rays. Some Xbox 360 games and a CD. Right, we'll start with look at that. Van Damme double VHS. So this is, in fact it's not double, it's a treble VHS. So we have Bloodsport, Cyborg and Death Warrant. Now I was wanting to re-watch Bloodsport. I watched Kickboxer probably a few months ago now, and I was like, oh, that wasn't as good as I remember it. But I recall Bloodsport was the much better of his movies, so I'd wanted to rewatch it again, but I haven't got it on any format, so I can check it out on VHS. So there we go. Bloodsport, Cyborg, which I don't think I've seen before, and Death Warrant, which again I saw back in the day, probably did see it on VHS, but I won't have seen it since. And this is a double VHS pack, if I can do this without everything falling out. There we go. And that's not going to go back in now. This is turning out to be a disaster of a video. Right, you get back in there. There we go. I won't open the other ones. I'll just take my word, the video's in there. So, but yeah, there we go. Van Damme, the complete action set. So that's the first one. Next up, carrying on the Van Damme theme. This is a double VHS, this one. So we've got Double Impact and Nowhere to Run. Both of these I used to have on individual VHS back in the day, but again I've not seen them since, so looking forward to re-watching those on this double feature. So there we go, that's Double Impact and Nowhere to Run, and that's on Columbia TriStar Home Video. So that's that one. What have we got next? We'll carry on with the VHS. So we have Totally Bill Hicks, which is that one, and the writing is far too I'll give up today, I really do. The writing is far too tiny for me to read what's on the back, but it looks as though this is a double stand-up VHS with one called It's Just a Ride and the other one called Revelations. I don't think I've seen any Bill Hicks at all before, so if any of you guys have, let me know. So Totally Bill Hicks. Right, let's have a look what was that? Delta Force 2, which is for something else in there. We'll mix it up. We'll do the Xbox or some of the Xbox 360 games. Then we'll do some VHS. Then on to Blu-rays from there. So, Xbox 360 games. We have Ghost Recon Advanced Fighter. So that's that one. And we have, let's see with the writing what it was underneath, Hitman Absolution. So do enjoy the Hitman games. So not too sure if I've got this one. This may have been one that originally got released on Games with Gold, if anyone remembers that from back in the day. So I might have it digitally. Don't think I've got a copy yet on physical, so I'll be adding that one into the collection. And then we have a bit of Assassin's Creed goodness with Assassin's Creed 3. And then we have Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. And what have we got next? Really good horror game, this one. I think they did 2 of these. Yeah, Darkness and then Darkness 2 with a subtitle that I can't remember what it was. But yeah, these are pretty good horror games. So Darkness. And then we have Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas 2. There we go, nearly forgot. So there we go, that's that one. And that's the first one, Rainbow Six Vegas. So I think I might have one or both of the Rainbow Six Vegas games, but I'm pretty sure one of the 2 that I've got is on the Classics release. Don't have any problems with the Classic releases, but if I do get duplicates and I can swap a Classics out for the regular original release, then I will do. That's just my preference. On some VHS again. So we've got Sharon Stone and Gene Hackman in The Quick and the Dead. So a film that I haven't seen before, so looking forward to checking this Western out. Stone is sexy, Hackman is terrific. So there we go. Anyone fans of Quick and the Dead? Let me know in the comments. Alright, next one. John Carpenter film, which I haven't seen before this one. So one called Dark Star. Bombed out in space with a spaced out bomb. And this is the collector's widescreen edition. And I can't say this is a John Carpenter film that I've heard many people talking about. So if anyone can give me a heads up on that one, let me know. Dark Star. Then we have some Marx Brothers. So I didn't look at all of these properly when Rob passed these across the other day. So some Marx Brothers in horse feathers. So I don't think I've seen any Marx Brothers stuff before. So nice to get the first one into the collection and get that on the old video player with the little old telly in the retro room, and we'll have a little look. So says on there, first time on video, and it's universal release on the Golden Classics label. So that's that one. Any fans of the Marx Brothers? Let me know. Blimey, we've got some good stackage going on today. So next up we have Force 10 from Navarone. Again, another film that I've never seen before. Is it, I don't know, from that cover, is it a war film? There we go. Love the cover art on that though, look at that, brilliant. Returning from their successful mission, the destruction of the guns of Navarone. And then, yeah, the writing just gets blurry from there. No glasses on today. So, there we go. Force 10 from Navarone. Part of the Cinema Club. Remember collecting those back in the day?
To you, it's just a worn-out fridge. But to a child, it's a caravan, a ship, a castle, even a bed. And a death trap, airtight and impossible to open from the inside. Don't let an old fridge be a new danger to children. Take off the door, or smash the lock, or better still, ask your local council to take it away or tell you how to dispose of it, before it kills a child.
Right, let's do a bit more Xbox 360. So, a bit of zombie goodness in Dead Island Riptide. So I've got a couple of the Dead Island games in the retro room already. Not too sure if I've got Riptide, so I'll have to double check and add that one into the collection if I do need it. So Dead Island Riptide. And then we have F1 2010. So that's that one. I do want to try and get into a bit more of the F1 games. I think I've got, I don't know, maybe 2019, 2020 and 2021 on the Xbox One. And then I've obviously got this one now, and I think 2011 on the 360. So see how easy or hard they are to play. So I have done some of the F1 games before, and they're ridiculously difficult, along with the Superbike games as well. So, but I will put these ones on and have a look. So F1 2010. And then we've got Operation Flashpoint Dragon Rising. So I have seen the cover before. I can't remember if I did have this one originally all those years ago. So I don't know, is it a kind of like a Battlefield type game, first person shooter maybe, or a third person shooter? Yeah, any of you gamers know? Let me know in the comments. So Operation Flashpoint Dragon Rising. Right, let's go on to, we'll go on to a CD next. So this is one I'm going to pass across to Lewis, because previously Rob has passed me over a Ramones Greatest Hits trilogy. So I think the majority of the tracks on here I've already got on that trilogy. So Lewis, funnily enough, is getting into collecting his CDs as well. So I've said he can have this one again. Lewis is a huge fan of the Ramones, the same as myself. So this one will definitely get some airtime. So there we go. Hey ho, let's go with the Ramones. Right, let's see. Running out of room. Right, we have... Now, I had to double check this the other day. I'm sure I've got this somewhere, but I can't for the love of me find it. But John Carpenter's Village of the Damned. Now, all of my collection, I've got an Arrow section, I've got 88, I've got 101, Premium Collection, Shameless, all of that sort of thing over there. Then I've got regular Billy bookcases full of horror DVDs. Then on the far side of the horror room, I've got my regular horror Blu-ray collection. So, you know, I'm not one of these people, which, you know, will be a lot easier when I'm looking for one particular title. You know, I've got to go through, try and work out if it's on a boutique label or not, and try and work out if I've got it in the collection that way. So, bit of a nightmare. But I've looked all through all my different boutique sections, all of my regular horror DVD section, all of my Blu-rays, and I can't for the love of me find it. I think I've got the original Village of the Damned on Premium, and then I think I might have Children of the Damned. But yeah, I can't find John Carpenter's, so I can't have it in the collection. If I have, I certainly haven't seen it in the 15-20 minutes I was looking the other day. So, but yeah, Village of the Damned, John Carpenter. So that's that one. Then we have a Steelbook. So this is a Blu-ray. A Steelbook Expendables. Do love the Expendables films. I think I've got... I think I might have 2 and 3 in the retro room on Blu-ray. Don't think I've got this first one. Definitely haven't got it on Steelbook, so I won't be passing that one across to Lewis. This one will be staying in my collection. So nice little Steelbook, that one. And yeah, like I say, do love the Expendables films. Full 90 minutes, 2 hours of non-stop action. Switch your brain off and just enjoy it for what it is. So usually a star-studded cast, the likes of Jason Statham and Stallone and what was his name, the UFC guy, Randy Couture, and all sorts of big names in these ones. And they're just no nonsense fun action films. So yeah, the first Expendables on Blu-ray Steelbook. This one I have got, so I think I'm passing this one over to Lewis. So Expendables 2 on Blu-ray. So yeah, Jason Statham. Is that Rutger Hauer there? Bruce Willis, Randy Couture, Arnie. Is that might be Rampage Jackson as well? Not too sure. But yeah, star-studded lineup. So Expendables 2. And then to complete the set, although I think, did they do a 4th one? Can't remember if they did a 4th one. Pretty sure they did. And that wasn't received well. It's kind of one that I've stayed clear of. And I just enjoy the original trilogy of Expendables films. So Expendables 3. Brace yourself, ladies. We have some Slippy. There we go. Never one to disappoint, although I am going to have to let you down. I've got no Slurpy for you today, but rest assured I will be having some Slurpy on your behalf after this video. So there we go. Expendables 3 on Blu-ray with some Slippy. I think this is a PC game that Rob passed across. Not too sure, but Delta Force 2. I know my good friend Roger over at the Pixel Files, big into his PC gaming, so let me know if you're aware of that one, Roger. Delta Force 2. Alright, there we go, slide that one down. Right, so we've got 2 more Xbox games and then some VHS to finish. So another copy of Assassin's Creed 3. So obviously we can never have too many copies of Assassin's Creed games. So I think, which one was it? Assassin's Creed Syndicate that I played recently. I think well over 60 hours I put into that. So if I'm playing these physical and putting that much time into them, that I'll wear the discs out, then I've got a spare copy, or I'll pass this one on to somebody else in the community or locally that needs it. So there we go, Assassin's Creed 3 again. And one that I know I've definitely got, but absolutely fantastic series of games, Gears of War 3. So there we go, that's that one. Oh, blimey, we've got some big stackage going on today. What have we got left? We've got 1, 2, 3, 5 VHS left, guys, and then that is us done. So we had, what was that one? Force 10 from Navarone, and I'm guessing this is going to be the original Guns of Navarone. So there we go. Anyone a fan of the Navarone movies, let me know. One of the most exciting action films ever made. I think this says World War II. So there we go. One that I will check out. So the original Guns of Navarone. And what's this one? I think this is another war one. Clint Eastwood, brilliant. Clint Eastwood, Richard Burton, and it is, there we go, Where Eagles Dare. Obviously a VHS. So there we go, there's Where Eagles Dare. Another one that I haven't seen before, so looking forward to checking that one out. So I'll be having a little chat with my mate James. Quite a lot of these VHS, what I'll get to save the risk of damaging them by putting them through the player too often, I'll get James just to convert them from VHS onto a digital file for me, and then I'll just watch them off the digital file just to preserve the tape and, you know, lessen the risk of it getting damaged. So yeah, James will be wincing at the thought of converting the majority of these to VHS for me, but he's a good egg like that. So next up we have Labyrinth. That's a cool cover before. I've never seen that cover. I don't think I've seen this VHS before, so definitely seen it on DVD many years ago. Obviously this is the one with David Bowie in, so there we go, Labyrinth. And again, part of the Cinema Club release. And the last two, there we go, the snowflakes won't be liking this one. This along with the likes of, who was it I used to watch? Chubby Brown, Bernard Manning, Jim Davidson. This guy as well was very much of that era. Again, you know, your snowflakes will be wincing at some of the things that came out on this stand-up, but I love rewatching through these, I really do. So this one is Rule Britannia. So there we go, a bit of Jethro stand-up. And then to finish, now, I think this is the tour that I actually went and saw live in Birmingham when I lived down in the Midlands at the time. So the Bottom Live stage show. Old Rick Mayall and Ade Edmondson. Again, humour that's right up my street. I think a lot of people enjoy it. So, you know, the odd snowflake and the like may take offence to it, but like I say, I remember going to see these live with my best mate at the time, and it was an absolutely fantastic performance. You know, when they were delivering the lines on stage and one of them messed up, they're just ad-lib and, you know, they'd freestyle it and it'd be so funny. But yeah, absolutely love these guys. You know, when I was in my probably late teens onwards watching them. So yeah, but yeah, Bottom Live at the stage show. So that's the last one there from Rob. So looking at all that, guys, we've got 3 piles of stackage and, fingers crossed, a working Xbox 360 console. So yeah, I'm going to get all of these taken through to the retro room, put onto the shelves. Grab myself, because I did promise you ladies, I'm going to grab myself a cup of Slurpee. Then I'm going to take this Xbox 360 through, get it connected up to the telly. Everything crossed, there's no dreaded red ring of death. And then, yeah, that will be connected up permanently in the retro room, and I'll start being able to play all of those 360 games. So I did the other day manage to finish unboxing all of my Xbox 360 collection. So I will put a little overlay on the screen showing that now. So ordered a couple of additional shelves for the Billy bookcase. So those are in place now. All of the 360 games were taken out of the couple of storage boxes that I had, and they're now all on the shelves in alphabetical order. So nice and easy for me to see at a glance what I've got, what I'm missing. I think at the minute there's around a couple of hundred titles there, something like that, and looking to add to that regularly where I see them out in the wild. So there we go, guys. Super kind of Rob to pass those across to me. Always nice to see you when you're in the area, Rob. Always nice to have a catch up and, as I say, put the world to rights. So yeah, for everybody else, let me know on those VHS that I mentioned. If you're fans of those, any that I haven't seen before that you can give me a heads up on, please let me know. Always nice to have that interaction with you guys in the comments. There we go. I'm off to get some slurpy, so brace yourself, ladies. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll be back again later on in the week with another video. Bye for now, guys.